For this tutorial we're going to use Stylecraft Special Aran yarn. This is 100 grams and it's in the khaki. For the hook size it's 5mm, so we've got our 5mm hook there. We've got our tape measure, darning needle, scissors and some safety pins, and our trusty magnetic dish, which is fantabulous. Okay, let's get started. For this jumper I'm going to be doing like a not old fashioned, it's basically squares, but the front, so I've measured my I'm 40 centimeters my chest because I want a bit of room, and then I'm doing two sections, so it'll be 20 at the front and 20 at the back. So I'm working on the front section, and all I'm wanting to do is make a straight square, because I want it to be a slouchy, and I'm doing a bit of a rib here, and I want it to be kind of a bat wing. You're getting the gist of it now. When we used to go out in our bat wings back in the 80s, so it's an 80s kind of vibe. And I'll probably put a little bit of a rib there as well. So we're going to have this is going to taper down. This is going to be absolutely straight, and then we're going to have over the top more of a rib, but then I'm going to leave a big gap, so then it slouches off my shoulder. So I'll probably only sew up them bits and leave this is going to be open. That's my plan. So I've done one front and one back, one front and one sleeve. I'm going to chain 60. I'm using a 5mm hook. Chain, and I'm going to turn and double crochet into the third one from the hook, and I'm just going to double crochet all the way back to the beginning of this row. Now I'll make you back then. We've done our first row. I'm going to chain 2, and to do our front post and back post double crochet for the rib effect, which is my favourite, we're going to go into these first row of our double crochets. So we yarn over and go into that first one here. We're going to put the needle round the back, then put our yarn over, pull through the front post, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then we're going to go through the back, which is yarn over, put your needle round the back, pull up, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. It is a bit fiddly to start with. I don't know what I've done there, but once you get going, you'll pick it up easy. I just pulled that too tight there. See. So back to the front post double crochet, so it's yarn over, go around this to make it stand out towards you, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. Then we'll go to the back, and I'm getting a knot in my yarn. So it's yarn over and hold it. I always tend to hold it with this 4th finger, and then just pop your hook round through the back, yarn over, pull it through that 1, yarn over, pull it through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. So that's 2. So you can see that's 1 and that's 2, and now we'll go to our 3rd one. So it's yarn over. We want this to stand out this way and that to stand out that way, so it just gives a better ribbed effect. And it's a bit tricky at first, but once you get used to it, and it gets easier, like everything else in crochet as well. If your all can be fingers and thumbs. Just takes practice and patience. Okay, so it's 1 into the back and 1 into the front, and do that alternate all the way for the rest of this row. Now at the end, and we've got 1 last stitch to go into. So we've done a back post there, and I'm just going to go into the very last stitch, because remember my chain 2 are my turning, I count them as a stitch. So I'm going to chain 2 and turn, and then we're going to go back the opposite way. So now you can see your post is clearer because it's already been crocheted in, so it pops out to you. So we're just going to start and do our front post and then our back post. Now front and our back. Okay, so we're just going to do that for 5 rows. So this is our 3rd row. I've got 2 more to go after this. So I will meet you back then. That is the rib done. I ended up doing 6 rows. I'm just writing everything down so then I can remember, and I'll pop it at the end and you can screenshot it as well if you want. 6 rows of the rib stitch, and the 20-60 chain is my 20, that's inches, oh, not centimeters. So 20 inches is 51 centimeters. So I'll have to go back and change that. 51 centimeters. So this, because it's quite stretchy and it's the rib, it's nice and stretchy. So that's 20 inches across there. And then the rib rib is just under 3 inches. 6 rows is 3 inches, which is nearly 7 centimeters. Okay, so what I was thinking, what I'm going to do next for 100 rows, no, I don't know how many rows, I'm going to chain 2, turn, and now for the whole of this part, it's all just double crochet, row after row after row. So I'm going to double crochet. I'm going to go in that first one there, which I normally don't, but I'll end up leaving a big gap. So into every single stitch, we're just going to double crochet for the full body of our jumper, sweater. And at this point, if you have another pattern in mind that you want to do, which I probably will next time, I want to do some stripes as well, but this is all going to be one colour. Yeah, you could change it out from a double crochet, but I'm not, so I'm just going to double crochet all the way to the end, chain 2 and all the way back. So that's that for now. And here's one I made earlier. I'm just going to measure the body of the jumper, which is 34, 35, how many inches? 13 inches. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and then we've got 4 rows of rib for the collar. But I will crochet up to there, and then I'll come back and remind you how to do the rib on the top. So I've come downstairs, sat myself in front of the telly while I do this bit. 13 inches of double crochet coming up. And what am I going to watch? I could do with something else to watch. What do you think? Oh, for this part of the tutorial, I've come downstairs in front of the TV because I've got 13 inches of double crochet to do. Thought it's like a little ad break, a little ad break. And that's how we're looking. Pretty cute. We've now done the body of the jumper, and I'm ready to put the rib across the top section. So I'm just going to have a look, see where I've left my stitch marker, and join. I've run out of yarn, so I've attached the new ball to the end, and then I don't have to have a join in the middle of my work. So again, we're just going to do the rib stitch. So we're going to double crochet the first one up and then double crochet into the front post, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through the last two, and then double crochet around the back post, and front post, and back post, and front post. So we're going to do that for, so we match this one here, and we've done 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. So I'll meet you back when we've done 4 rows and you can fasten off. So for the sleeves, I've done these on an angle. So started off with 60 chains and then double crochet 4 rows. So we'll start doing that. Seven, 58, 59, 60, and then we'll double crochet back into the second from the hook, second chain from the hook, and I'm just going to double crochet 4 rows. Okay, so I'll meet you back when I've done 4 rows. So you've got 4 rows. See if I can lift you up a bit. 4 rows, which will have 58, and then you'll start to decrease each end on your 5th row. That'll give 56, and then you'll do another 4 rows, 54. You'll 4 rows the plain, and then you'll decrease on each end. So you'll have 54, and then you'll start decreasing 52, 50, 48, 46. So it'll be at each end of every row. By here you've got 48. And you'll carry on decreasing 46, 44. So it's like 1 on each end until you get to here, which should be 40. And once we've got 30, we'll go on to the rib, the cuff. So I'm just double crochet into the front loop, well, double crochet a plain one, then a front, then a back, then a front, then a back, then all the way across and back again for a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows, which automatically shrinks in your work, which makes the sleeve a lovely shape. Hope that makes sense, and I will write now. So we've got our two top parts together, so I'm going to put them in together and I'm going to join the shoulder seams, I think. Yes. Oh, my dog's decided to come and eat his lunch. So I'm just going to join in from there. I'm going to do about 3 inches in on either side. Same on that side. 3 inches. Sew them together. Just gonna join across to there. I'm just going to sew across. That's like an over stitch, both sides. Put a knot in there and another knot in there. And do the same for the other side. Just get rid of the ends. Take my stitch marker out of that side and do the same on this. Now we're going to open it out. So we've got your neck opening there. And then we're going to get the sleeve. So this is the right side facing up. Right side facing up. Get the center of your sleeve. And we'll just pop it to the center. There we go. And we're just going to stitch all the way down to there, and this is the right side, so I'm going to flip it over. There we go. So I'm going to do them on both sides. And then I'll meet you back. Just show you what it's looking like now. And then when you get to your loose ends, just pop them, lay them in front of your stitches and just sew over them. And it's just a few less to organise at the end if you manage to sew them in as you go. Oops. Okay, so that's your neck and your 2 sleeves attached. I'm going to bring it up in the middle, and now we have to join our sleeves together from the cuffs. See how they're nice and big bat wing sleeves. I'm going to sew from there all the way into the armpit and then down to the waistband. Just make sure they're joined together nicely. Okay, so we're going to start at this corner, cuff edge, and work our way down. Join our cuff bits together and just do over stitch. Got a long piece of yarn here, so just got to pull it all through. Yeah, probably make that smaller. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do is work my way around under the armpit and back down, and I'm going to actually make this smaller so I don't get as tangled up. That's actually quicker as well. Okay, so we're going to do that on both sides and that'll be it done. So hopefully that's enough for you to manage finishing it up yourself. So it's just across there, down to there. Get rid of any of the loose ends and turn it in the other way.